Hi, Peter here. As you are no doubt aware, from the 1st of July 2019, when submitting applications for reaccreditation, all aged care providers must attach a self-assessment against the new quality standards. Furthermore, the Commission may request a copy of a provider's self-assessment at any time, including during unannounced accreditation audits. In addition to self-assessments, providers must also have a written and up-to-date continuous improvement plan outlining what actions they are taking to improve their compliance performance. Unfortunately, conducting these activities on a regular basis can be a hugely time-consuming and expensive process. This is where Compliance Master can help. Firstly, by enabling your organisation to quickly assess, record and demonstrate its compliance using our free online checklist. And secondly, by using the same checklist to record and report on what actions your organisation is currently undertaking or planning to undertake to improve its compliance performance. So let's take a look at how the software works. When you log into Compliance Master for the first time, I suggest the first thing you do is enter the details of your homes and facilities. To add a new facility, simply go to the Facilities page and click on the Add Facility button. Enter the details of each facility together with a suitable contact person. It's that easy. With the free version of Compliance Master, you're limited to one facility. So what I suggest you do is just go ahead and change the name and contact details of the sample home included with your subscription. On the other hand, if you're a multi-home operator, then you'll need to upgrade to the enterprise version of the software, which I'm using here. Once you've entered all your facilities into the system, you're ready to start carrying out compliance assessments. Both the free and enterprise versions of the software come with a free, pre-configured compliance checklist template, which covers all the mandatory quality requirements outlined in the new aged care quality standards. This template is yours to keep and use as many times as you like, and you needn't worry about it becoming outdated. If, for any reason, the compliance requirements in the standards change, your checklist will be automatically updated to reflect these changes at no cost to you. As you can see, Compliance Master differs from other assessment tools insofar as it specifically asks whether there is evidence supporting a facility's compliance at organisation, consumer and worker levels. Only when you enter a yes against each of these three questions will the facility be assessed as having complied with the respective quality requirement. This is exactly the same approach the Commission takes when assessing an organisation's compliance with the new standards, so it makes sense for you to do the same. To initiate a compliance assessment, simply go to the Assessments module and click on the Add Assessments button. Next, select the Aged Care Checklist template and the name of the home or facility you want to assess. If you don't want to start a new assessment from scratch, you can simply copy the results from a previously completed assessment by clicking on the Clone button. This feature can save you a lot of time and effort having to re-enter assessment results for homes and facilities that share the same operating systems and processes. Next, to register your compliance assessment on the system, just click on the Create button, and there you have it. As you can see, each assessment checklist is separated into 8 sections, one for each standard. To start assessing a facility against a particular standard, simply click on its adjacent plus symbol. It's then just a matter of stepping through each of the standard's mandatory compliance requirements and entering your assessment result. Yes, no, or not applicable. As you can see, Compliance Master also enables you to add comments against each compliance assessment and to either directly attach or add hyperlinks to the documents and records used to carry out each compliance assessment. Attaching compliance evidence in this way not only builds more rigour and assurance into your assessment outcomes, it will also enable you to quickly access and view this evidence at short notice, which can be highly beneficial during unannounced accreditation audits. So what constitutes suitable compliance evidence, I hear you say? Unfortunately, there is no simple answer to this question. It really comes down to how your organisation structures its systems and processes to comply with the new standards, which is likely to change from organisation to organisation. But don't despair, specific examples of the types of evidence the Commission might use to assess compliance can be found in their provider guideline. When it comes to organisational compliance evidence, we're talking about things like policy and process documentation, management plans and work instructions. Just to mention a few, this type of evidence should demonstrate how your organisation goes about complying with the new standards. Whereas compliance evidence collected at consumer and worker levels should focus on assessing the effectiveness of these systems and processes in achieving the required quality requirements. The Commission collects this type of evidence during an accreditation audit by conducting a series of interviews with workers and consumers and/or their representatives. I suggest you consider doing the same, especially when it comes to collecting compliance evidence at the consumer level. At worker level, I'd make sure your organisation is able to refer to orientation and training plans and records demonstrating that employee training is current and up to date. As I mentioned, another benefit of Compliance Master is its ability to also operate as a continuous improvement tool. It does this by enabling you to record improvement comments and actions against each of your compliance assessments. For example, let's assume you identify a number of employees didn't undergo refresher training as required by your organisation's policies and procedures. First, you enter a no response against the respective compliance requirement. Then in the comments section, the reasons why you made this assessment. But rather than just leaving the matter there, you also go to the opportunities for improvement section and enter the details of what is needed to fix the problem, hopefully so it doesn't happen again. You can also keep updating this information until the problem has been corrected. In the same way, you can also use Compliance Master to update your assessment results following an accreditation audit, and to manage identified non-compliances through to resolution. As you can see, assessment and improvement comments are automatically stamped with the name of the person who enters them, together with the day and time in which they are entered, providing a full audit trail for future reference purposes. As you step through the assessment checklist, remember to save your results as you go. To help you keep track of progress, Compliance Master displays the total number of requirements assessed against each standard to date and how many remain. It also includes a running analysis of the percentage of compliant requirements assessed for each standard and a breakdown of assessment results. You'll also note that alongside each standard there's room to record and maintain an ongoing record of assessment progress and a summary of recommended and planned compliance improvements. When you've completed your self-assessment checklist, you have two choices. You can either close it, which effectively prevents any further changes, or you can keep it open and update it as required, effectively using the checklist as a continuous compliance register. Once you've used Compliance Master to assess each of your homes and facilities, you then have at your fingertips the ability to quickly compare their performance against each of the new standards and to identify where your organisation needs to focus its limited improvement resources. And should there be a need to quickly demonstrate a facility's compliance, say during an unannounced accreditation audit, you can use the software's handy navigation bar to quickly scroll down to the relevant standard or requirement, read the supporting assessment notes, and click on the attached supporting evidence to open and view it. It's that simple. In the same way, should you have to demonstrate what your organisation is doing to improve its compliance performance, you can quickly refer to the improvement notes entered against each standard, then scroll down to obtain a more detailed understanding of what is being recommended or is being done to address identified compliance gaps at the requirements level. Another benefit of Compliance Master is that when it comes time to submit an application for re-accreditation to the Commission, all you have to do is print off a copy of the relevant compliance assessment checklist and attach it to your application. It's that easy. You can also email a copy of any facility assessment directly from the software or download an electronic copy for further analysis and reporting purposes. If you want to add new users to your Compliance Master account, you simply go to the Settings page, then click on the Add User button. Enter the person's name and contact details, including their email address. Before you save their details onto the system, you'll also have to allocate them a role, administrator or staff. The main difference between these two roles is that administrators have full access to the software's features, including adding new facilities and assessments, where staff can only view and enter compliance results. Once you save a new user onto your account, the software will automatically email them their login details. Please note, the free version of Compliance Master has a limit of 2 users per account. If you need to add more, you'll need to upgrade to the Enterprise version, which charges on a user basis. This covers most of the key steps involved in using Compliance Master to regularly assess and demonstrate your organisation's compliance with the new aged care quality standards, and to help manage what your organisation is doing to improve its compliance performance. If you have any questions or queries about the software, be sure to send us an email or give us a call on the following number, and we'll be happy to help.